Okay, man, welcome back. We are here. Raid Shadow Legends, man, we're back. We are back. Another challenge, and let's jump right into it. You guys have probably seen the thumbnail, and you see Tuhanurak and Tagoar, right? Tagoar, and then there's a small portrait of Tholin, right? Tholin, yeah. Man, let me tell you. All right, so let's. Okay, so this is not the account, obviously, because I have the account that I'm actually using ready to pull sacreds. We actually made the deadline, and so we're gonna be pulling the sacred shards, and there's a whole bunch of other challenges that I got going on as well. So those are in play. So. I didn't want to show the account, and we'll kind of like go through that at a later time. What I wanted to show you guys, or just to talk about really quickly, is the team and the challenge that I'm currently doing right now. So first off, we have, and you guys know, Tuhanurak. We kind of went back to Tuhanurak, and yeah, because Tuhanurak, she just kind of seems to be able to keep a lot of champions alive while dishing out damage and kind of, making this whole campaign run a lot smoother, a smoother process, right? So I tend to kind of go to her and some of the more reliable support champions that give continuous heals and shields and increased defense and increased speed and then some really good debuffs, right, on the enemies and kind of controls that things, right? So went back to Tuhanurak. She's amazing, man. She's up there. And so I haven't really. I remember when Tholin first came out, and as a matter of fact, my first fusion was Tholin. Yeah. I think I might even have some video footage of that somewhere. I do have it. But yeah, he was my first fusion. So I was able to play with him a lot, and I worked with him. And yeah, on an account that I had a year, and I was able to really see the magic come alive from this dude, like the damage, the stuff that he could do, right? Then shortly after that, or during, or right after the fusion, or before the fusion, they made him available as a starting champion that you could use. Yeah, it was weird how they did it. If anybody remembers that, but they kind of did it at the same time. So the fusion was going on, and then you were able to kind of use them as a reroll champion. It was crazy. But obviously the reroll was for new accounts, and then of course, a lot of people wanted him on their main account, right? So, but anyway, then I started to use him in a reroll, new account, paired up with some other champions, and I don't really recall like how smooth that went. Yeah. But anyway, here we are today, and I said, you know what? Let me. We worked with Tuhanurak. We know what she could do, and the support she brings, and let's go back to Tholin and see the damage, because I know he definitely is a top tier champion that dishes out a lot of damage and could really progress quickly in campaign. As you see here, yeah, he does have a 4-9 in campaign, which is really crazy, right? I shouldn't say crazy, because he's let me tell you something. With the right gear, I should say this, and I really want to emphasize this. With the right gear, Tholin Foulbeard, he smashes everything in sight. Like, I recall having him on numerous occasions. Again, on my main, I used them, and I just going through wave content was just amazing. So I know what he could do with the right gear. But what happens? The question is what happens when you don't have the proper gear? And this is something that's kind of like, I feel like it kind of goes under the radar, because when you start a new account, you're not going to have those artifacts. It's random. It's a reroll. You don't know what you're going to get, right? So those first pieces of gear that you get, which is lifesteal gear, it's totally random. You don't know what you're going to get. However, currently now, since there's not a login champion, you do get some pieces that you do know what's on it, and it could kind of help you out. Keep in mind, though, you're only getting one piece. Actually, you can get two pieces if you plan it properly, right? You can get two of those pieces to start with, which have pretty good stats, and then the rest you're on your own. Now, the second piece, if I'm not mistaken, I can't see on this. Wait, actually, can I? I know the first one's boots. The second one is chest. Yeah. So now your gloves and everything else. The top part, it's important, but the gloves is really important too, right? Because if you don't land attack percentage, crit damage percentage, anything significant that's going to keep them alive or to help them push, you're going to struggle. And so that's what I found out. I also paired this team up with the 1-2 combo that everyone's probably using, and it's really a smooth transition. Like I run Narma and Pelops with my eyes closed. Gear doesn't matter. What level I raise their artifacts up to doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter at some point, but very, very minimal. I set it up the way I normally do with the strong heavy hitters and the reliable combo teams, and I really don't even have to look at them again. Like, I set them, and it's just like a next and a next and a next, and they go through. Once in a blue, they might get a 1-star, and I'll have to go back and redo it, and they get the 3-star. They're knocking out bosses like crazy. Just seamless, just a perfect combo. Anyway, going side by side, running them both, and of course, Tholin and Tuhanurak, they zoom past Pelops and Norma in a head-to-head kind of a thing. And again, we're not talking about the perfect gear here, right? And that's what you guys got to understand. This is it's random. So whatever they get, right? And so they zoom by them, and then little by little, as a matter of fact, I got my first fail with Tuhanurak and Tholin very, very early. I think it was before stage 5, and my eyes lit up, and I'm just like, oh no, this is not going to be a fun experience, because it just takes time, and I just want you guys to know, like, the time and effort it takes to kind of push through some champions that don't really have that support. Can you do it? Is it possible to do? And I don't want to make it seem like it's impossible to do. It just takes longer, right? And as I said before, like the little goblins say, time is money, friend, right? And so it just takes more time, because now you got to mess with artifacts. You got to get the right gear. You got to mess with more silver, which all is a huge factor in the beginning process of the game. The people that are getting these accounts, these giveaways, and playing the game a couple of weeks into the game, you're building silver. You're also getting a couple of artifacts, and so that makes it 1,000 times easier. When you're first starting out, the first day, when you're limited in silver and you're limited in artifacts, and you gotta hope that you roll a good piece to get through normal and hard, things are a little more tricky, right? So anyway, they stumbled a little bit early, and I knew red flag immediately goes up. Okay, we're going to have a tough time. Just to kind of give you the end result here, the Pelops and Norma team ended with maybe 6 hours left to go. And I just ended this group of Tuhanurak and Tholin. It was about a 5 hour gap. That's the difference that it took me. It took me an extra 3 to 4 or 5 hours to get the pieces, the artifacts. They just kept failing. I had to kind of do so much. The thing that you also see in the thumbnail is somebody by the name of Tagoar. And Tagoar happens to be one of the epics that's inside the promo links. And I think I talked about this guy before. And I wish there was some way that Vallayrn could offer these reroll account, these people that are starting out the game with additional resources to level up the 4 stars into 5 stars. And I know it's probably a lot, because then if you're getting the 2 legendaries, then you're getting more 4 stars, and then you're really starting it out with 3 5 stars, and it's probably a little too much. And it's probably, so, but maybe what they could do is maybe drop, because honestly, Tagoar, in terms of like running through campaign with Tuhanurak, it wasn't the fastest, granted, but let me tell you something. He actually saved the day. Like I wish I had the resources to make him a 5-star, because it's something that I would probably do a little more frequently. And also, just to kind of think about it, just to throw a wrench into everything, if that was the case, if they gave us that 1 or 2 extra chickens to turn out epics into 5 stars, that would open up a whole nother dimension of kind of, interacting with epics and legendaries, because now the epics would be the same level as the legendaries. They won't be as strong as them, but Tagoar is up there. And I'm telling you, in terms of like survivability, I actually had to put him in. I used him before, so when I seen that he was one of the champions, that's with the download link, I was actually excited. I was worried that he's only going to be a 4-star. I didn't have the resources, and I didn't want to sacrifice another epic to kind of get him the 5-star. I did that before, and people were like, you sacrificed an epic to get him. So I kept him at a 4-star, level 40, and I put some gear on him, and I had to level up gear. I had to do a lot. I had to do a lot to actually push this group through normal and hard. We made it. Tuhanurak, Tagoar, and a combination of Tholin pushed through. Was it the smoothest combo? Probably not. Again, Tholin is amazing with gear dependent. If you don't have the right gear for him, he's not gonna perform. He's not gonna perform. And Tuhanurak was unable to keep him alive. I struggled. I died multiple times. It was kind of like a nightmare. Actually, it was a nightmare. Other combinations that I put together that are out there, they just run a lot smoother. You don't have to worry about the gear. So that's just my take on this combo. So, just be prepared. If you are going to pick Tholin, make sure you have some type of support for him. And you got to pray to the gods. Pray to the gods that you get good gear for him in the early going to push him through campaign. Once you're past campaign, once you get a couple of million of silver and some artifacts, and you put it on Tholin, he's a beast. We're talking about that first push through campaign. It's a challenge. It's a lot harder than a lot of the other combos that I ran. So that's what I'm rating. I'm not rating him, and someone mentioned in the past, I put a combo together. They didn't work as smoothly as the others, so I didn't really have a lot of good things to say about them. And then someone said in the comments, hey, no, this champion is really, really good end game once you get gear on him. And that much is true. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about my experience with them pushing through campaign, right? Me doing the dirty work, right? Trying to get these champions with minimal gear and minimal silver, pushing them through normal and hard. The easy part is once you get past all of that, and you're into like a couple of days, and you're getting free resources and all of that stuff, and silver builds up, then it's easy peasy. Then you could use silver, you could level up artifacts to 16, 25, 30. Oh, I'm kidding, but just you could level stuff up, and it's an easy time, right? So that's my rating is the initial push. Is it gonna take you time? Time is money, right? So a group like Pelops and Narma, maybe a couple of hours at most, at best, right? You run through normal, you run through hard, and boom, done. This group wasn't as easy. I had to put more time, I had to sink more time into it, more hours into it. So that's my opinion on it. So yeah, we got through, and I'm ready to pull sacred shots. I got some other videos coming up. I have a whole bunch of challenges coming up. Stay tuned, man. Thank you guys for watching, as always. Ooh, one more short, small little thing, and I know some people have asked about it. It's not going to be too much information about it and details and stuff like that. As you guys know, more champions got released from the Echoes of Oz, which is I'm in love with the collab, honestly. And so I am going to go for the line. I just don't know which counts, what I'm going to do with it. But the line I'm definitely going to go for. We're going to get Dorothy as the login champion. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's also going to add some stuff into the giveaways and the accounts that we currently have and all of that stuff. There's a bunch of champions that got released. A whole bunch of stats and their kit and what they could do and all of that stuff. And I try not to talk too much about that stuff because those units are not even in the game, and sometimes things don't stick. So like if they come out with champions that are busted and overpowered, it might change. So I'm not gonna read into all of the kits and all of the hype about they're good, and then when they come out it turns out to be that they're not good. Let's wait, let it come out, we'll see it, we'll play it, and that's it. One quick just little thing about Dorothy. People were saying, hey, who Dorothy pairs up with when she comes out. It's just a really quick, and I haven't really dove too deeply into it, but keep in mind that Dorothy is a support champion. Just kind of looking at the kit, a little bit of her kit and what she could do. And so I feel like a lot of the combos that we have out there could use Dorothy. And that's the short answer. We're going to dive deeper into it as we kind of see her kit and everything is out there and how much damage she could do and what's available. But for now, that's all I got, man. I'm excited about the collab. I'm going to put some more information about that. And stay tuned. Stay tuned. We have more challenges coming up. And, the Mavara giveaway is Friday, man. Keep track. Make sure you guys are looking at the community tab in the bottom. I'm posting random things out there. Stay connected. I appreciate you guys, man. And then as always, man, keep the channel live, man. Right? Keep the channel live. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Deuces.